What is going on, guys? Keen Flame here, back with another game. Today we got RecoN against Miniyeti. I hope I pronounced that right. Miniyeti67 against RecoN. So this is quite a high level game. I believe Miniyeti is around 1700 and RecoN around 1800 almost. Anyway, RecoN is was a top 2 player, right, at Red Bull. So he's one of the very best. And Miniyeti is, up there as well, being around 1700, which is, like top 20, I think, or top 30. Actually, let me check real quick. So Miniyeti is 1675, which is rank 8 was his highest rank. So yeah, he's definitely, up there. So his rank is around, let me see. It's around top 30. Yeah, so both of these guys are really high rank. So Miniyeti actually posted this recorded game in the Keen Discord, and he was like, yo, can you guys give me some tips? Or let me actually see what he exactly said. So he was like, when do I lose the game? I felt like I should have gone Leto there. So let's see if his what he thought is right, that if he should gone have Leto or not. And let's see what happens this game. So you can see, right, like when I observe or when I watch recorded games of the people I coach, I always do a little test to see how fast their speed is, right, their scroll speed. And you can see, compared to beginner players like Miniyeti, his scroll speed is very fast. So this is very good. Like this is the scroll speed you want, basically, right? But when I'm coaching like a beginner player, their scroll speed will be very slow. So if you guys, are still using cursor keys to move around the camera, or if your scroll speed is very slow, make sure to adjust that and do not use the cursor keys to move around your camera. Do not use the keyboard to move your camera around, okay? So anyway, let's dive into the game, right? So this is like a very standard Gaia build, right? Just 1 to gold, 1 to wood. I'm assuming he has all the eco upgrades as well. Yeah, hand axe and pickaxe. You can grab that right away, by the way, guys. Like the moment you make an eco guild, you can grab those 2 upgrades right away without any delay at all. So he's putting his oracles all around the map. He's doing very good scouting, not missing too much. Yeah, there's nothing here. So when right, like there's nothing here right there, then for your opponent there's nothing there as well, right? So just by scouting your own side of the map, you already know a lot about your opponent as well. So let's take a look at the gold mines, right? So there's a gold mine right here, right there. There's maybe one here as well. Nope. So there's, let me see, 2 forward gold mines, right? I mean, this one is kind of in the middle. So there's actually only 1 forward gold mine. I guess RecoN kind of has 2. And Miniyeti kind of got unlucky with them being more on the right side. So he definitely has to, secure this whole site, maybe even put like a palace down here, and, eventually take this town center as well, to secure all these resources there. And RecoN is actually going straight for a corner. So that's very interesting. So a sky passage is basically just a better manor, honestly, guys. Like, it can contain like 100 units. So, and a manor can only contain 2 units. So it's definitely, better to make a sky passage to avenge your villagers than a manor as Oranos, right? And he also got a very good relic. The golden lions are actually good now on a Retold. 15 attack, holy shit. They went from 3.8 in Archaic to 15 attack. That's kind of insane. 70 health, 15 hack armor, 20% pierce armor. So let me see. So Miniyeti wanted tips, right, from the Discord. So first thing in Miniyeti, you have to scout, what your opponent is doing like right away. So you're doing a nice job, right, having your Caladria there. I would honestly suggest having your Oracle. I know you're, covering both DCs to see if he's going to take it, but I would suggest to move this Oracle like right here, like a little bit closer, so immediately, that he's making the counter barracks, right? And then, you can counter with your own units. So yeah, I think Murmillos, is a fine opener. So you're getting Bite of the Shark, obviously, right? You're getting channels, very good. So you're taking the chicken first mostly. That's also very good. And you split in your resources up, like your villagers, between different food sources. So if one gets raided or if one runs out, you know, still have the other food income as well. So you guys can see, you know, like this guy is like making no mistakes really. Like maybe like a little nitpick, right? Like maybe you have your Oracle here, you know, so you don't have to fly over here all the way, you know, to see what your opponent is doing. But yeah, on Gaia, it's very, you know, easy to see what your opponent is doing. Here's the gold lions attacking the villagers. So like I said, right, like he split his units up. So now he still has food income, but maybe honestly he put a little bit too much villagers on this side, right? He has some idle time right there, but again, you know, there's a little bit of a nitpick. Like the game is not going to come down to that, right? That's not the problem here at all. Yeah, so far, nothing out of the ordinary. So let me see. So RecoN has 1 counter barracks, and that's pretty much it. I guess he feels very safe, you know, just having the sky passages, because he can, you know, go from side to side like Ariana, and yeah, he can, you know, just get the food safely. Now he is going for another counter barracks, so he's just looking to kite these Murmillos and, you know, just keep the pressure on, basically, like keep the Gaia in his base. So honestly, I'm gonna say something wild here. Maybe just go for a faster rogue, like honestly, because you're gonna get out-kited, I think, by the Termas. Yeah, they're just much faster, right? So it's gonna pick off your Oracle. Yeah, that's actually a very nice use for the Caladria, like slowing down the Oracle, hunting those down. So that's very nice. I think you should be doing that as well, actually. You know, just like try to find oracles. I'm not sure if you kill the Oracle here. I think you found the sky passage there, right? Yeah, he had to. I think you destroyed it. Yeah, with your Murmillos. Nice. Very nice Gaia Force placement as well. That's a very good job. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just rough, man, against Gaia. I think you have to open Termas yourself as well, because the Murmillos, they're just too slow. And RecoN is just going to slow down your Murmillos with all these Galadrias, right? And yeah, they can just, you know, move away from the Carnivora. So I don't think Murmillo is the strategy, honestly, because, you know, even if you destroy this sky passage, he's going to have, you know, 2 more. And another one, you know, in his base. So there's not much you can do with the Murmillos, I think. So, you know, yeah, you're going heroic now. I think that's a better choice at this point. So, you know, it's good, you know, you made enough army, you know, just defend this giraffe pack, right? But I think he just has too many Termas to deal with it. Like, he can just infinitely kite and just pick off your Murmillos, right? And I think you would run into the same problem with Leto, like going automaton, right? Like, yes, you know, you can repair your automaton, but I think you run into the same issue as you do this game. And, you know, yes, it feels bad going, you know, pure Terma as Oceanus, you know, because you want to upgrade for your Murmillos, but I think you should probably go full Terma just like him. So he did really get a nice relic. So yeah, if you see that relic, right, then make sure to grab it, because even if you go Terma in this matchup and he, you know, he has the relic, right, then he's still faster. So he has the, you know, the advantage. I'm not sure if that relic was on his side. You know, if it was, it's really unlucky, right? But yeah, on this like level of gameplay, right, it all comes down to the details. But yeah, I don't think Murmillo is the play right here. I mean, honestly, though, I'm going to say another wild thing here is, I think if you put a tower down here, like, there's nothing much he could do, really. Like, the tower would, you know, it would just shoot down the Termas. Like, he can't really get close, right? Like, a tower, like, if you had, like, 2 towers here, he couldn't, you know, really do much. And then, you know, you still outboom him because, you know, you're both on 1 TC. Yes, he's, you know, taking a hunt, but you know, you would be taking a hunt as well. So 2 towers here, I think you would still be fine. As long as you don't, you know, lose the Murmillos, he can't really, you know, punish the towers with just Termas, right? Like, yes, he can go below it, but if you have 2 towers, you know, spread out, he can't really do much about that. And then, you know, the Gaia economy will eventually take over, right? And then, you know, you can take this TC safely after. And then you should probably be fine. But yeah, I think the best way, you know, to counter this is just go in your own termas as well. You know, obviously, you know, you have to scout the double counter barracks or the single counter barracks, I guess, in this case, right? Yeah, I think the birds are not going to do too much. I think you just lost too many Murmillos at this point. Like, I think if you put, you know, if you just kept your Murmillos kind of safe, you know, you could have made this, work, right? But at this point, you just lost too many Murmillos, I think. And RecoN is just too far ahead at this point. Like, you can, yeah, he just has the army advantage. Like, he doesn't have to remake his army, right? Like, you do actually have to remake your army. So he has to make a mistake right now, or you have to force a mistake. And it's just really hard to, you know, force a mistake when he has this fast of an army. And yeah, he just has vision. Like, he knows, you know, exactly what you're doing. And like I said, right, like you have to secure this side of the map, right? Because this gold mine is too far. This settlement doesn't protect anything, right? So he knows that he just has to stick around this side, right? These Contarius are faster than the Termas. So yeah, I think maybe fast heroic, you know, if you scout that he is going for, you know, pure Terma, honestly, don't make that many Murmillos, you know, just defend, maybe put 2 towers down here. Don't lose any units, then you're still fine, right? And then, you know, split up your Contarius into two different groups, right? So you don't get chaos, like all of them at once. And then, you know, you just raid, like keep his villagers idle, I think. I think that's what you have to do. But yeah, you're still making, you know, kind of a comeback. The only hard part, right, is that, you know, he could just be, you know, making catapulties like he is right now, right? So at least, you know, he has to make food units now, which, you know, slows down his boom a little bit. Because he has to, you know, readjust his villager balance. So I don't, you know, think he's going to be going Mythic anytime soon. So you slowed him down a little bit by going into Contarius, right? So at this point, it's still possible to win, but it's very hard because you lost, you know, those Murmillos. I think you just have to, you know, put a palace down here at this point. And then just, you know, try to maybe take this TC as well. Or you could go, you know, like kind of turtle up at this point and then, you know, hit a big implode, because implode is really OP right now. Gaia does have implode, right? Yeah, she does. So yeah, I think at this point, I'm not sure if implode works on sky passages the way it does on underworld, because if you cast implode on the underworld, they cannot go into it, right? They cannot escape. So maybe it's the same as the sky passage, like, you know, like they cannot escape into it. You have to try that, but yeah, that might be like a good solution to this, you know, this situation. You just put everything to food and gold, and you just make enough units to defend, right? Like maybe put a palace down here, and then you could maybe, you know, still like pull out a win, right? But yeah, so you're matching a second TC, which is good. I think you should still be fine because you're Gaia, but it's definitely a hard game to win at this point. Yeah, Oranos is just so rough to play against. Like he can, you know, just hunt everything for free without, you know, losing villagers. It's very hard to play against. So yeah, nice. You took this town center, right? I think, yeah, at this point, just don't, you know, overmake units, because, you know, the only thing he really has is, you know, some catapulties. Like he can't really destroy your buildings with this, right? In the termas, you know, it can't really, you know, push buildings as well. So you're fine for now. I think, yeah, just go Mythic at this point. Like, you know, like this hunt is gonna run out, so there's nothing really for, like, anything for him to punish, right? So yeah, again, you know, if you build a palace right here, go Mythic. I think you just have, and I think if you spend the resources on making farms, I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to say, man. I think it just all came down, you know, to not like opening the termas yourself. But yeah, I think you just have to transition really fast into just, you know, go mythic. Like an implode right here would do really, really well. Because, you know, Oranos doesn't have access to implode himself. So, you know, this army will just be gone, right? I mean, obviously, you know, it does take 2 minutes to go mythic, but I think it would be really worth it. So yeah, I think you have a little bit too much villagers on wood right now. And I think making Arcus into so many Termas is just, you know, I know you need Terma or Arcus, right, to counter to get the Belties, but I think a Palace would do the same job as the Arcus, but just better because it's a build-in, right? Like he can't really push into you. So if you just make a Palace and then, you know, send all the wood villagers after that to, you know, farms or food, then yeah, I think you could still win this game, honestly. But honestly, right, like obviously, right, it's like hindsight, like after the game, like it's easier to, you know what to do once you're watching a replay. A lot of idle villages here though. You gotta, you know, make sure that doesn't happen, right? But yeah, it's rough playing against Poseidon. Just so much like map control without having it at the same time, right? All these just the sky passages are just so insane. I think the win rate for Oranos, like above like 1500, is like really, really high, but below that is very, very bad. So it's definitely, you know, like a god that's excels at higher elos compared to, you know, lower elos. But yeah, so yeah, RecoN is gonna try and take your back DC here. And yeah, I think you really had a chance this game if, you know, if you went implode kind of right away. There's not much he could do about it, I think, unless the sky passage, you know, if he can escape through that, then yeah. So yeah, so you just scout this out, which is really nice. I'm assuming he is going to cast chaos on this army, right? So I think what you have to do is, you know, split up this army to make sure he doesn't chaos all of it. And you know, the transition to farms, I think it has to be a lot faster, like than this. Like, you know, once you have 150 wood, just make a farm right away, and you know, you can kind of, you know, stay in the game. But yeah, like an implode, for example, here, right? If you had implode right there, I think it would, you know, decide the game, honestly. Yeah, it would definitely be really good. Because he doesn't have a sky passage here, right? So he can't really escape. And it would suck in these villagers as well. So yeah, I think that would actually, you know, win you the game. Then you take this DC. Then you push, you know, this location right here. Push him off the gold, right? And then that's all the gold he really has. Or actually, he does have a gold mine here as well. But this one is going to run out soon, right? So yeah, I think if you had implode here, you push him off this. And then, you know, you keep pushing. And with, you know, with your better economy, you'll be fine, right? But yeah, I think it just came down to the early game, honestly. You know, just the wrong army comp, honestly. You know, I think if you match him, you'll be more on like an even playing field, right? Just with a better economy, he has, you know, more map control, but you do have the, you know, the better economy than Oranos. So yeah, and at this point, you know, he's going Helios, so you know, he can, you know, take this TC down and teleport like right here, and you're, you know, kind of doomed. And, you know, if he gets Mythic first, then he can dodge your implode, right? So you have to make sure to get implode before he gets Vortex, basically. But yeah, really fun game to watch though. Like I like the way you guys are playing. Really like RecoN is like kind of insane with the passages, right? Yeah. So let me see. Are you going Mythic now? Yeah, I think just losing those Murmillos like early on was just too much. Like he got too far ahead from that. But it was really, really close. Like this game was really, really close. It just came down to, you know, a few details basically. Yeah, you can't really rate Oranos, honestly. You just have to, you know, kind of outsmart it. It's a rough game. It feels like very, very oppressive, right? Like he's all over the map, spread out completely. Like you can't really, catch him. Like he just has his guys chasing you. 5.4 speed. Champion catapulties. you hero or your Arcus. Yeah, it's a rough game. Very rough game. Yeah, so you're going through Atlas, which is implode, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's just like, I'm assuming you're gonna like implode here, right? And then he's just gonna vortex out of it. Not sure if that works, but I think, yeah. Does it work? Yeah, he just vortexes out of it. That's kind of crazy. Like, you cannot underworld out of implode, but you can vortex out of underworld. Like, there needs to, be some kind of consistency. Like, you cannot just, vortex out of it. I mean, I do like the mechanic, right? But you have multiple uses of vortex, like very cheap. And the implode is, only one use. So one god power like completely nullifies the other one, even though, the other one is way more expensive. So, yeah. It does allow for you to destroy this TC, but you're losing all the gold mines in return, right? So yeah. Let me see. So he is just champion everything. He's like popping off like very, very hard. Oh, I guess you do have champion as everything as well. Yeah, at this point, I just don't think there's anything you can do really. At this point, like, yeah, you can kill some villagers, which is really nice, right? But just the map control, like the gold control, everything is just very insane. But yeah, if the implode did hit, if you didn't have vortex, I think you just win the game. You just have to, hit Mythic like before him, and then you're fine. But yeah, GG. And so for anyone watching, right, like if you guys want coaching, just contact me on Discord, and we can set something up. I usually analyze a few replays, and then do a live game, hotkey setup, settings, just like explaining the game theory, like the matchups, kind of whatever the person needs, right? Like for coaching, like very specific, like tailored towards what someone needs exactly. So it kind of depends on the per case, right? But yeah. Yeah, thanks for posting the recorded game in the Keen Discord, right? If you guys want to post the game in the Discord as well, feel free to do so. I might not look at every recorded game because I do have limited time, and usually reg reviews are part of my coaching, right? But it's Miniyeti, and he was against RecoN, so I was like, gotta watch this one and check this one out. But yeah, thanks for posting that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, boys. See you later.